All right. So in this video, I'll just quickly show you a really good combination of a I guess an alternative of GitHub Copilot, but at the same time you're still using Azure Open AI. Okay. So let's get into it real quick. Let me just share my screen. So there are two extensions I want to showcase here. One is Claude Dev and other is Continue. Okay. So literally go to extensions and search for Continue, right? And install that. And same goes with Claude Dev. All right. So there you go. All right. So I think there's an update in there as well. Let me restart that. Okay. So to set this up, it's very straightforward, right? So if in continue, what you would want to do is go to this configure continue button at the lower right section. And then in here, right, you can assign, instead of using the Anthropic one, you can actually use your own Azure Open AI endpoint in here. Same goes with the keys and the API version, API type, and so on, right? And a system message as well if you want, right? And in this particular one, let's say I want to make my system message as you are an a developer expert, right? By the way, by the time you're watching this video, I've already deleted this endpoint, okay? Just in case you're having ideas. All right, now in Claude, same thing. I just go to the settings part there, put in the base URL, and put in the model ID in there. And in case you want to set the API version as well, you can do that here. Um, and then in the base URL, one thing you probably just want to make sure of is you have the /OpenAI in there. So and as you can see, it also supports other providers, but obviously it's kind of like meant to work like really good with Anthropic. Um, uh, there you go. Custom instructions is the same time, right? So now let's say create a new Svelte application for personal medical medicine tracking. Right. So what happens here is that it's going to talk to your Azure OpenAI, and there you go, right? Like there's a concept of tokens in here, and it's going to communicate to your Azure OpenAI instance, and basically all your token limits are also applicable here, right? So just letting you know. And in this particular one, I've only configured it to have an 8K TPM, right? So that means that I'll be in a lot of pain trying to work this out. But in case you're in a scenario where you have a really good deployment of this, of let's say a GPT 4.0 or 432K or so on, right? Like you can, make use of that as well. So let me run this command. By the way, Claude Dev is really awesome because it's autonomous. It's not just like one answer, one question, one answer. It's kind of like series of steps. And it's also aware of working with terminals and working with files. So in this case, let me run the command. All right, now we wait. And it's also aware that, hey, if something's happening in the terminal or so on and so forth, like, yeah, just really have a really good awareness of what's happening, right? And then there you go, ask you, hey, are you happy with this file? Do you want me to save? All right, let's save that. So that's a basic list view, and this one's like an add medicine capability. Yep, I want that too. And then this one is, what's this one? This is just the main app. So this is the app that's Svelte. By the way, I particularly chose Svelte for this demo because Svelte is simple and you don't need so many complex file structures, like different kind of like so on and so forth. That's why I think Svelte is really good for LLM based development as well, so that you don't necessarily have to create so many files. I think at this point we have most of it. All right, let's run the command. And there you go. We'll do the Svelte rollup. And let me open that. And There you go. I have this. So let's say medicine is aspirin. Let's say 12 mg. Just add that. Let's say Vyvanse, right? 30 mg. There you go, right? A very basic application, right? Now, I think that's really good, right? And that's just fine, right? Proceed while running. I think you've done your job already, right? And obviously, you can still use Claude Dev like much more steps. Like I want to do this, I want to do that, and so on and so forth. Um, but for this one, what I want to do now is I want to use, um, I guess, continue this time around, right? Like continue is literally like a good replacement to GitHub Copilot, right? Like because it has the chat capability, it has the autocomplete and stuff like that as well. Um, but there's something I really like about about continue, and I'll show you that now. So let's say like first off is you can actually tag file, like in this case I'll tag apps develop, uh, add medicine, and now tag medicine list, right? Improve the um, user experience and design of this simple app. Add colors as well. All right, there you go. I'm now hitting that TPM limit of my Azure Open AI. All right, let's see if Claude Dev. Yep, yeah, pretty much it died because like it reached that limit, right? All right, let's just literally wait for a few more seconds, right? Few more seconds because it's 8,000 tokens per minute, so 8,000 tokens won't get you that far. So in your workload, probably you want to consider a really big token limit. Like for example, at work, I have like a GPT 4o that has 400k TPM. So that's like 400,000 tokens per minute that I can use. All right, now let's do that again. There you go. Right, so it's really good continue because it's very aware of the experience of like, hey, I want to work on this, and then there's also obviously shortcuts like Control L, right, and so on and things like that. So, but let me go here. Now in the app that's built, I like this button here, right? This display button, because what happens here is that it actually works with that file, and this would be like Git, wherein like you have the option to, hey, do you want to accept this? It's like a pull request, right? Or like a merge conflict, right? And then it has that capability that, hey, I want to accept this. Yeah, this looks a bit right. This one's not right. So in this case, I'll just accept all. Oh, okay, I think there's a bug. It got stuck in there. All right, let's see. I think that's already reflective of the changes. All right, let me close that then let me open that again. Yeah, it was just a bug, right? And then if I look at the app, yeah, it improved that already somehow, right? Changes the design a little bit. Now let's go next, the add medicines belt. Let's do that. Oh, not here. No, 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 no. There you go, right? That's why there's still a level of control that you have to do, because these apps, these capabilities, they are co-pilots. They're not meant to be, your pilots. So I need to make sure I'm changing this to the add medicine that's built. So let me apply that to the current file. So it scans the whole file and like, hey, what am I changing, and so on and so forth, right? Um, I don't think that's about right. Is it? Okay, so yeah, it kind of like created that orphan file in there. All right, there you go. All right, then let's try the medicine list as well. All right, there you go. Let me accept that. Save. All right, now what do we have here? So there you go, right? There's now a color. So again, aspirin, then G, medicine. Let's say violence, G. Yeah, I think that's pretty good, right? I mean, again, not the best app out there, but again, it really gets you started, right? And that's it, right? Like from here, you can play around with Claude again, Claude Dev, and like, oh, I want to create this new pages, create this new stuff, and things like that. And then continue, then kind of like, oh, I want to edit more of this, or let me know what this code is doing. So it's like a really good balancing exercise, right? That this workflow is really making developers really productive, in my opinion. Obviously, it's still when you're working with a lot of like a really big project and besides this simple app, um yeah, that's where it really gets tricky, right? And I think there's still a merit of using these tools and GitHub Copilot and so but with that, I think really just working on contextual files would make things a little bit simpler. um yeah, and then I guess just being very um again, having control of what you're doing is the most important thing. Don't go into this to the don't develop that helplessness kind of like scenario wherein you don't know what's happening anymore and you're totally relying on the AI. Yeah, and I think that would really make you have fun as well, right? Like me, I am having a lot of fun just experimenting apps, like creating new apps. Like my idea, I just want to create a simple app around that. Like although I'm not productionizing them, but at least those developers who are really passionate or like who just want to try things out, right? Like you get it out there and then you try to see it visually. The barrier of getting started really makes you go there first, right? Like I think that's the most important part. Like getting started. Now I have so many things that I'm getting started now. Which one of these makes sense to continue forward? Right. All right. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.